Welcome back for another video. We've been talking all pre-season about the watch list, and there's always more than the 15 players in our squad who we've actually got our eye on. So in this video I'm going to share everyone in my thinking for my Gameweek 1 draft. I've broken down all the players into a digestible way, sorted by goalkeeper, defenders, midfielders and forwards, and also into their price brackets. Shout out to FPL Matthew who gave me the idea how to lay this one out. I'll share my updated draft tomorrow, so hit subscribe for that, along with lots more FPL content every week this season. Right before we jump in, I'm delighted to share that this season I've partnered up with Fantasy Football Scout. I've been a member for 5 years, so it's a perfect match. The members area has essential tools such as the custom tables, season ticker, player comparison and team stats. Any stats I mention in this video I've lifted directly from my custom tables. I've actually made all of my custom tables used in my videos public as well, so feel free to steal them. They're running a pre-season discount at the moment, so join now with the link at the top of the description. I honestly can't recommend them enough as someone who's used them for the last 5 years anyway. Click the link below to sign up. Starting with the premium goalkeepers, and Ederson's the only one in my thinking here, and he's in my current draft. He's got a relatively low ceiling as City concede few shots, but he looks a great consistent stream of points all the way up until the international break after Gameweek 8, which is a potential wildcard opportunity. Alisson misses out. He picked up a knock in their pre-season tour of Asia, and he's unable to fully train since. Klopp said he's close to a return, but I still feel the third Liverpool spot is better used elsewhere. Mendy's the only mid-price keeper in my thinking. I prefer him to the likes of Ramsdale, Pope and Sarr as you're buying into a top 4 defence for 5 mil. He missed a bunch of matches last season due to AFCON, but I see him as a much better asset this season, and Chelsea aren't done signing defenders following Koulibaly. Despite their struggles last season, Chelsea were third best for expected goals conceded after City and Liverpool. Among the budget mids, I've got Raya, Sanchez and Ward. Raya scored 4 points per match last season, which was highest among any keeper priced 5 mil or less. Brentford have signed Strakosha, but I expect to be back up to Raya, and he hasn't played in any pre-season game yet. Brighton are a solid side defensively. If they lose Cucurella, he will be a miss, but they're a real system team, and I don't see it hindering them too much. I've thrown Ward in here as well, as Schmeichel has reportedly agreed terms with Nice, and he could be on his way out. You'd expect Leicester to sign a replacement first, but he's worth a mention as a 4 mil keeper. It actually rotates well with Sanchez, as you can see from the fixtures underneath them. Just be careful not to waste a 4 mil keeper spot on someone like Forster, who takes up a Tottenham spot. Next up, the defenders and the premiums first. Trent's a must-have in my eyes, and the third Liverpool spot needs to go to one of Robertson and Diaz, again in my opinion. There's no reason why both don't go on to make a mockery of their price tags. You'd expect at least 15 plus clean sheets over the season and double-digit attacking returns. Last season Trent scored 6.5 points per match, Robertson 6.4. Cancelo was another player with double-digit attacking returns from a goal and 11 assists last season. He's such a creative fullback, and I can't wait to watch him playing through balls to Haaland, who'll be far likelier to convert them than anyone from last season. He was the only defender to take over 1,000 touches in the final third with 1,096, which shows you just how involved he is, let alone the area of the pitch it's in. James is my preference over Chilwell at the moment. From reading match reports, he's looked the sharper between the two. Chilwell didn't feature in the last pre-season game either, while Reece has been involved in all 3. James is one of those players I feel can always haul in any given game week regardless of the opponent. I'm excited to watch him after a proper rest this season. Last season he was hindered with injury and been forced back earlier than hoped. Diaz is another 6 mil defender in my thinking as a Man City double up in defence with Cancelo or Ederson. Laporte has a knee injury which could rule him out of Gameweek 1, so he's currently the better pick between the 2 centre backs. Onto the mid-price defenders, and I like the look of both Gabriel and Zinchenko. I'm fully expecting them both to start in Gameweek 1, especially Gabriel. No defender scored more than Gabriel's 5 goals last season, and 5 mil is a great price tag for the fixtures as well. I'm also expecting Zinchenko to impress, so left back could be his spot for the start of the season, and then once Tierney's back, Zinchenko could move out of position into midfield even. Gabriel just about edges it for me between the two, but Zinchenko's the more exciting pick. Walker's made his way into 1 or 2 of my drafts. City are light in defence, with Cancelo and Walker the only obvious options in fullback. We're just a week away from Gameweek 1, so even if they wrap up a signing soon, Walker should be safe for the start of the season, which makes 5 mil a great price. Stones has played in right back before, and Ake has plenty of left back, so it's not out of the question for Pep to get creative with his lineups. Lastly, Perisic. His ownership was pushing 60% at the start of pre-season and now sits at about 30%. He's only made 1 appearance for Spurs in pre-season, having picked up an injury at the end of Serie A last season. Spurs have one final pre-season game against Roma. If he starts and seriously impresses, he could still make it into my team. Or likewise, if you get any indication from Conte that he will start, then it'll be very tempting to get him. There's lots of budget defenders, so I'll quickly run through these and then on to the mids. Dunk's in my consideration for the same reason as Sanchez. He's also their best defender and often a target on set pieces. Johnny has an attacking return in him and he should be nailed while Semedo's out. Aït-Nouri you can include here too for the same reason, plus the current run of fixtures. I've decided to leave both White and Tomiyasu out. White's been playing the right back in pre-season, so he could be the one who starts there in Gameweek 1, with Saliba playing right centre back. However, Tomiyasu is back from injury too, so there's some uncertainty there, and therefore I'm avoiding him. Dalot's a great option for 4.5 mil. He's been very lively in pre-season, playing advanced and creating chances, even hitting the post from a shot. It's a nice opening fixture at home to Brighton, in front of the fans who'll be fully behind the team and Ten Hag. Wan-Bissaka doesn't suit Ten Hag's system as a more defensive-minded fullback, so Dalot should be the one getting the starts. Dalot's played at least 45 minutes in every pre-season game, while Wan-Bissaka missed one and he was a substitute for the final 20 minutes in the last 2 friendlies. Lastly, Nico Williams, who's expected to be first choice for Forest and right wing back. He's therefore the best 4 mil defender in the game and a perfect enabler for the bench. Patterson from Everton could be a starter too, but Coleman is also likely to take the spot back once he's returned from injury. Perhaps controversially, Salah's the only premium midfielder I'm listing in this category. Last season he had an expected goal involvement every 89 minutes, or in other words, in a 90-minute game he's expected to return. Top scorer in 3 of the last 4 seasons in FPL. I prefer Kane or Haaland as a second premium because Son and KDB make it significantly harder to get to a premium forward. I don't doubt Son and KDB will do well, but I prefer the flexibility as opposed to reducing my options. Diaz or Robertson as a third Liverpool player is the dilemma for me. On the one hand, Robertson scored 1.5 points per match more last season, but José's injured and managed left, so a nailed 8 mil Liverpool front 3 player is very tempting. He hit the ground running after signing in January and he should only improve. Saka's very overlooked with the majority of managers opting for Jesus, but he's absolutely capable of matching or outscoring the Brazilian. Arsenal's top scoring player last season with 179 points. Mount was also Chelsea's top scorer with 169 points and he's improved his FPL points total season on season since his debut. He's looked great in pre-season and he scored an absolute worldie. Another heavily overlooked 8 mil mid who has made it into 1 or 2 of my drafts. We had a great chat with Dan Bennett in the last video who has 10 top 10k finishes and he's got Mahrez in his draft. With Jesus and Sterling gone, it looks a safer bet, albeit it is still a bet. He's so explosive when playing and you therefore have to pick your moments to bet on him, which Gameweek 1 could well be. Sancho and Rashford have been flying in pre-season, Sancho with 3 goals and Rashford with 2 goals, 1 assist. Man United as a whole looked much improved under Ten Hag, who's been playing with a 4-2-3-1. If money is no obstacle, I prefer Sancho to Rashford, but the Ronaldo situation could be the deciding factor. Ronaldo could force Martial to play wide as competition with Rashford further down the line, but they should start Gameweek 1 with Rashford, Martial and Sancho regardless. Grealish has had a price cut from 8 mil to 7 mil, and it's not uncommon for a Man City mid to need a season to get going and adjust before hitting the ground running. Foden didn't travel for pre-season with the main squad, while Grealish did, and I'm expecting Grealish to therefore be Man City's starter come Gameweek 1, and a much improved season as a whole. If you found this video useful so far, please hit like to support the channel for more content to come this season. Onto a few budget mids, and Martinelli's a sure starter for Gameweek 1, with Smith Rowe having missed the last 3 pre-season games. He's another one who should only improve and he's still only 21. 6 mil's an excellent price tag for an attacking midfielder and a side competing for top 4. Neto and Podence from Wolves are both at a great price point and both have 3 goals, 1 assist in pre-season. Jimenez picked up an injury last game which will rule him out for up to 8 weeks. We should see a fluid front 3 of Neto, Podence and Gibbs White and Hwang involved too. They've got great fixtures as well. Bailey's been the highlight of the Villa pre-season with 2 goals and 2 assists. Last game he came on at half-time against Man United and turned it around from 2-0 down to 2-2 with a goal and an assist. You could argue the case that Man United had a rotated side after lots of subs, but Villa was certainly weaker too and he was the only player to make the impact. 5 mil's a phenomenal price point and their opening 4 games are reasonable. Lastly, Pereira, who's been playing behind Mitrovic in some pre-season games and even taking corner where he's picked up 2 assists. Best 4.5 midfielder in the game and a perfect one for the bench. Onto the forwards, and Kane versus Haaland's a much tougher decision than it once looked. Haaland has 1 start in pre-season so far, with Pep not wanting to risk him in the first game before that. It's hard to overlook the proven quality that is Kane against Southampton at home, and worst case scenario there is the option to move Kane to Haaland in Gameweek 2 if it looks like a mistake. I'd like to know which one you're currently on and why. Let me know your thoughts below. Among the mid-price forwards, only Jesus and Martial in my thinking. For 7 mil, I prefer Martial to Tony for the same price. Both these guys have been flying in pre-season with 4 goals, 1 assist for Jesus and 3 goals, 1 assist for Martial. Jesus has about 65% ownership, which is absolutely obscene, and he'll have to get off to a flyer for it to go much higher. If you go without him, I'd say you need to have one of Saka or Martinelli, so you're still invested in the Arsenal tag, otherwise that ownership could hurt you badly. Onto the budget forwards, and in a nutshell, none of these are expected to get any minutes, perhaps a cameo off the bench here and there for a one-pointer. Therefore I prefer Archer, Taylor or Plange with lower ownership. They've all scored in pre-season, and with lower ownership they're less prone to a price drop, as opposed to Greenwood's 25% ownership. These guys will be third on your bench in all likelihood, so the odds of you needing to call upon one of them, plus the chance of them actually playing, is next to none. And that wraps up the watch list video. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you found it useful, and if you did, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss out on all the content to come every week all season. See you soon for the next one.